Welcome back and welcome to my Bout of Books Readathon reading vlog. In case you are new here, I love making readathon vlogs because I love participating in readathons. This was a surprise readathon from Bout of Books. Bout of Books normally does a readathon in January, May and October, and I'm generally one of their experts. I participate in all the Twitter chats and go and cheer people on Twitter and Instagram and on their blogs. So I will leave a playlist of my readathon vlogs linked up here, and if you are looking for my TBR for the week, I will leave my blog post of that in the description box below. Make sure you are subscribed so that my future bookish content lands in your subscription feed. I have some very exciting things that I have either recently filmed or I'm about to film after I finish filming this one for you, so you're not going to want to miss out on those. My aim for the week this week for this surprise readathon that Bout of Books very kindly put on for us was to read my books from my TBR that are released this week on the 16th of April in the UK. So I have 4 of those, and then of course I have my Paige Toon read along book for the week, which if you haven't seen all the details of that one, I will leave the video linked for you, or the blog post linked in the description box. And our read this week was The One We Fell in Love With, which was a reread for me, and I did do this one on audio, and I do have a whole standalone book review of that one, which I will also leave linked for you. And then I chose a bunch of audiobooks as well, because audiobooks are essential to any readathon. You need to have audiobooks so that you can be reading whilst doing other things like cooking dinner or cleaning, or normally out in the car. These days maybe out for a walk. Yeah, so that was my general TBR. As I say, I will leave it linked below for you. I will also leave you linked the details for the next Bout of Books Readathon, which is their regularly scheduled Bout of Books 28, which takes place in May, which I will obviously be participating in as well. Do let me know in the comments if you want to see standalone reviews of any of the books that I talk about in this video, and I will also leave a timestamp if you just want to scroll along to the part where I tell you what I read and how many pages I read, because I will have a final page count for you at the end of this video. I will also leave in the end screen those couple of standalone reviews that I mentioned, in case you don't want to click away to them just now and want to carry on with the video. But yeah, here's what I vlogged for you during the Bout of Books Stay at Home Edition 27.5 Readathon. So the first reading in place sprint of the readathon is about to happen. So I've got my coffee, I've got my first ebook I'm starting with is going to be my novella, because I think that's a good way to start off, because I should be able to read it this morning, and we're good to go. So I read 22% of part 2 of Meet Me at Pebble Beach during that first sprint, which is the first of my 16th of April releases, which is basically my TBR for the week. And so now I need some more coffee and maybe some breakfast. So it's the second reading in place reading sprint of the day. I have my Kindle, I have my cup of tea, and I'm outside with the birds, so that's nice. We'll see how much I read. 30 minutes, let's go. So quick reading update for you. I can't remember if I said I finished Meet Me at Pebble Beach part 2. So I, in that second reading sprint of the day, I read 7% of Heidi Swain, the title of which escapes me at 9:30 on a Monday night. Yeah, I read 7%. I just read for that half hour. Then I switched back to audiobook and had my audiobook on whilst I was cooking and doing bits and pieces, and I actually listened to nearly all of that audiobook this afternoon, so I'm going to go back to it just now. I'm just doing some stuff for the Social Distance Book Fest right now, so I can put that audiobook on whilst I do that, and then probably before bed I will switch back to Heidi Swain, or else and probably listen to some more either Jessica Simpson or start a new fiction audiobook, because I don't like to have too many fiction things on the go, which is why I've got the fiction Kindle and then a non-fiction audio and a fiction audio, depending like what order I'm listening to them in. But I'm really pleased that I managed to finish that whole novella, and in terms of the April 16th releases, that's 1 of 4 down, and then I've got the audiobooks I need to listen to as well. But yeah, it's been a good start. I didn't do the 7 p.m. reading sprints just because that's when we eat dinner. It's like 9, 2 and 7, they're basically my meal times, but obviously they're Eastern time, so they're like 11, 4 and 9. So if it was 9, I could do it quite easily, but it's 7 here, so it's fine. I've been reading anyway, it's cool. So yeah, get on with some social distance book fest stuff, and then probably just get into bed and read. It's been a busy day. Yeah, imagine. It's amazing how much stuff you can get done in a day. Reading any more of my Kindle book last night, so I just read the part 1 of Meet Me at Pebble, part 2 of Meet Me at Pebble Beach, and then listened to all of In 5 Years Time. But I did listen to a chunk of the Jessica Simpson book, which I think is called Open Book. I keep calling it the wrong names. I think it's called Open Book. So I think I'll probably start a new fiction audiobook today, and then I will carry on reading the new Heidi Swain on my Kindle. So I've just got my coffee, I'm making my breakfast, and I'm going to go take that outside and read it. A little bit of a later start this morning. Did not take part in this morning's sprint, but hopefully we'll take part in the 2 o'clock one. And I mean, I'm going to do a sprint just now anyway, because I'm going to sit and read for as long as it takes to eat breakfast / read a decent amount of that book. But yeah, I haven't checked on yesterday's page count, but I mean, I read a whole novella and a whole book, so it's a pretty good start. So we're ready for our second reading sprint of the day. I've got my Kindle, I've got my tea, I'm good to go. So I read some more this afternoon. I listened to some more audiobook. I listened to some audiobook on my walk. So I've listened to probably about an hour to an hour and a half of audiobook. I've read 32% of my Kindle book. So now I'm gonna make a coffee, get in the bath and read some more Kindle, and maybe listen to some more audio. I had trouble focusing on the Kindle today, so we shall see. I didn't read any more non-fiction audio. I started the Paige Toon for the week that I just cannot, the one we fell in love with, that's the one. Like, I've been really wary to start it because the first time I read this one, it just broke me, and I read it all in one sitting, and I'm like, you know, I'm not going to get to read it all in one sitting this time, and I don't want it to break me again, so. So today's reading in place is 2 minutes away, so I'm just putting the coffee on. I'll admit that after I left you yesterday to get in the bath, to not do any reading, I got distracted and fell down the YouTube rabbit hole. So that happened there, and then so I didn't do any more reading after so yesterday, so I'm still at the same position of partway through 2 different audiobooks. I'm partway through my Kindle book. This morning I'm going to read some more of my Kindle book. Typically in these 30-minute readathons I tend to read around about 6 or 7% of that book, which I think it's 400 pages, so that's not too bad. Yeah, that's like 30 odd pages in 30 minutes, which isn't, yeah, pretty good. So I'm gonna do reading in place. I need to leave about 5 minutes early because I've got a thing at 9:30, but I'll have my coffee, so we'll be all good, and I'll catch up with you after I'm done. It is the 2 p.m. reading in place reading sprint time. I have my coffee. I'm sat facing the other direction today for a bit of variety. I'm exactly 50% of my Kindle book, so we'll see where I get to by the end of the sprint, and then it's on with the day. I read 7%, which is what I normally read. It's quite nice because the sun just seems to move at this point, at this like reading point, so it's quite nice. I come out here and it's like really sunny like it is here, and then by the time I'm done it's nice like this. But yeah, 7% seems to be what I read of that book in these reading sprints. I'm really hoping to finish this book today, but I don't know if I will. So I think later on I'll probably switch to audio, but I'll keep you posted. So I have about an hour left of The One We Fell in Love With by Paige Toon, our Paige Toon read for the week. I've kind of left it for the hour because I might listen to some more before going to sleep. I listened to some earlier and put the sleep timer on and had a little nap, which was nice. It's very much needed now. I would like to try and read a little bit more Kindle book before bed. I'm currently at 57%, and I was really hoping to finish it yesterday, but tomorrow's Thursday, and I'm like, I want to get all my April 16th reads done this week. So I'll see how I'm getting on with it. If I'm kind of feeling like it's not kind of grabbing me right now at like 11:30 at night, I might start one of my other ones, because there's one on there that I think is slightly shorter as well, so that might be a good kind of read to start and finish tomorrow. But we'll see. Yeah, one of my other audiobooks for the week I had on Scribd, and it's now not available, but thankfully my library had it, so I was able to borrow it from there. So I'm still sticking to the TBR. But yeah, I haven't listened to any of the Jessica Simpson audiobook today. It's been all fiction audiobook, which has been fun. So as predicted last night, I read another chapter of my Heidi Swain ebook. I am up to like 62-63% of that, so I would like to finish that today. I did read the first like 5% of Rules for Being a Girl, which I'm really intrigued by, and it's quite short as well, so at least once I finish my Heidi Swain, I know I can go on to that. And then I didn't end up listening to the very end of my audiobook. I've literally got less than an hour left of it now. And then of course I have my non-fiction audiobook, my open book. I will need to pick up a new fiction audiobook today, because I'm sure I will do a decent amount of audiobook listening, although it would be good to make more of a dent in open book. So yeah, I've got 4 on the go right now, and I finished, so far in the week, I finished 2. So it would be good to wrap some up today, because you know I always want to make this a 7 for 7. So it's time for the first reading in place reading sprint for the day. So I have my coffee, I have my Kindle. I'm good to go. I'll let you know how much I read. Look at that, look at that hot coffee. Good. So I finally finished reading the Heidi Swain. It coincided with me finishing reading the Paige Toon as well. So I have started a new fiction audiobook. My copy of the Bromance book club was returning to the library, so I was like, that's going to be my next fiction read then. So I'm going to put that on just now, and I'm going to have another go at I've got this kind of cloudy filter on here with the light. I'm going to have another go at making some Greek coffee, because I've been watching some videos on that recently. You know when you should be reading and you fall down a YouTube hole, and one of those is various different kinds of coffee that you can make. Why not? It's very hot. It's weird lighting today. Let's focus on me. I couldn't get it to get the crema thing, even though I thought I had at one point. You know, it always just tastes like regular espresso. I think I'm just like, I haven't quite got the right coffee. Like, I use the finest grind on my coffee grinder, but I think it still just tastes like espresso. I mean, it's better, but yeah, like it's bubbling and it's just not doing the things that it does on the videos that I watch. And I'm like, I've done it how it says on the videos, like kept it quite low. It's taken me a long time. I mean, the bubbles just look bigger than they do on the YouTube video. So last night I did end up finishing Undercover Bromance, which it was a bit like the last one. There was like aspects of it that I liked. I like the concept of the book club, and I like the guys that go to the book club and the way that they kind of talk openly with each other. I like that aspect. I like the sex scenes, like they're well written. And then the kind of the rest of the plot and the relationship was just like missing like an extra step for me. I don't know, it's really hard to describe. Like, you know, I enjoy these books, but I don't enjoy them as much as some other like romance rom-com type of books. But you know, I read all of that yesterday, so this is Friday. On Monday I did all of Meet Me at Pebble Beach Part 2 novella on my Kindle, and I did all of In 5 Years by Rebecca Searle, which it was quite a short one. I didn't realise how short it was. It's just under 300 pages. But that was good. I sat down to review that last night and I was like, I need to just sit with it for a minute longer. It's one of these where I'm like, I want to do it justice because I really did like it. And then I have also finished Secret Seaside Escape by Heidi Swain. I've also read our Paige Toon book for the week, which was The One We Fell in Love With, which is/was my favourite Paige Toon. I'm letting the jury sit out on that one until we get to the end of the rereads, and then obviously I won't include the YA ones in my like which is my favourite Paige Toon, because they're like a different thing. But yeah, so read that, and then I listened to Undercover Bromance. So today's day 5 and I am 5 for 5 in terms of things I've read. If you're talking about like whole books, obviously the novella wasn't a whole book, but I'm also partway into Open Book by Jessica Simpson, which I haven't read any of for the last couple of days, but I'm gonna film some videos today, so when I'm uploading those I can be listening to that, so that'll be good. And then I am also slightly into, when I say slightly into, it's like 5% or something like that, Rules for Being a Girl by Candace Bushnell and Katie Cotugno. I really hope I'm pronouncing that right. That one it's the start of it and the premise of it feels a little bit like Pretending, which I read 2 weeks ago by Holly Bourne. Not even 2 weeks ago, it came out on the 2nd, a week ago. They're all merging into each other. But yeah, so I have some coffee. I need to, as I say, film some videos today. Just because there's things I want to say. And then get on with some reading. I know that tonight we're going to watch Trolls World Tour, which I have pre-ordered, and I got the email last night telling me that it come in, and I will have a full review of that one up by the time you watch this vlog. So if we're at this point, I'll link it, but I probably have already linked it in the video. But yeah, that's what today looks like. Need to get some stuff done. Yeah, Sunday's definitely going to be a cozy reading day, end of the readathon, because it's going to snow on Sunday, so that's where we're at with that. But today it's still sunny, so we've got the sunshine gear on. I'll catch up with you in a bit. So I basically didn't end up doing any reading yesterday. I spent a lot of time on the phone, and I also went out to get an online pickup and get passport photos taken, because you know that kind of thing doesn't stop right now. So I probably listened to about an hour and a half of audiobooks. I listened to some in the car and listened to some before bed, and that's it. The rest of the time was either out on the phone, or of course we watched Trolls World Tour, the premiere, which you'll have seen my review for. So I'm going to make some coffee and go and sit outside and do some reading, because it's a late start to the morning today. It's Saturday, that's fine. So I didn't do the first reading stay in place reading sprint. I didn't do any of them yesterday. I missed the first one, I missed the second one because I was on the phone, I missed the third one because I was watching TV movie. So yeah, haven't done any reading sprints today so far. We'll see if I make the 2 o'clock one. We'll just see. But I'm going to do reading just now anyway. I'm just going to get some coffee. So you can tell I'm feeling better already today, because I've had less coffee. I had my 2 coffees, my 2 like lattes, fakey protein shake lattes, out on the balcony, and I read a third of a new Kindle book, and I'm really enjoying it. I can tell already it's going to be really good, and I want to like get back to it and find out what happens, because obviously we're kind of at the end of Act 1 since I've read a third of it. I've also listened to some more audiobook, and it's getting a bit juicy now. This is my non-fiction audiobook, and I filmed a video, and I put the dishwasher on. Like it's a new day. There's going to be some more reading done today, I can tell. And that's not famous last words. So it is Saturday night. I've done a decent amount of reading today, like just generally feel much better today. I'm not beating myself up about the fact that I didn't do reading yesterday, because I just felt awful yesterday, and I had some really nice chats on the phone and watched some really easy TV, and I slept better because of it. Like I had an amazing night's sleep. Like I've not had a night's sleep like that in the last month probably. So good. So yeah, so I'm really pleased that I've done some more reading today. I am currently at 75% of Rules for Being a Girl, which is by Candace, Bushnell and Cotugno, and it's probably been my favourite read of the week so far. I really like Meet Me at Pebble Beach Part 2, but knowing that it's Part 2 and I have to wait for Parts 3 and 4 was like, and whilst I binge listened to a couple of the audiobooks I listened to, I think this one's probably been my favourite. So really, really recommend this one. UK release date is 16th of April, so you're watching this possibly on the 16th of April? No, before the 16th of April, so I'll leave pre-order link in the description box. So I'm about to finish that, so I'm going to get in the bath, and I will probably be finishing that in the bath. I'm going to make myself a little Saturday evening beverage to take into the bath with me, and yeah, I'll let you know hopefully if I finish that one. I've worked out that I'm 60-something% into Open Book by Jessica Simpson, which is getting more interesting now. I mean, it's been okay. It's been sort of classic, like, celebrity memoir. It just hasn't been, like, drawing me back to it the way that some others that I've read recently, more the ones that I read at the end of last year, but some really good ones at the end of last year. Then they were released in the big, like, celebrity memoir times, so that's probably why. Yeah, and then I'm definitely going to start the switch after finishing Rules of Being Girl, because 16th of April releases were my aim for the week. And then I don't know, I'm tempted to start another fiction audiobook. I do have a thriller on my TBR, but I don't know, you know, you have to kind of, like, if you've got a non-fiction audiobook or a fiction ebook, or, you know, stagger it the right way so you don't get mixed up between the two. So I'll keep you updated on that one. But yeah, let's get ready for this bath. It's gonna be good. It's Saturday night. So I did manage to finish that book in the bath. It didn't take me very long to get through the last 25%. It was quite, like, action-packed. It was amazing. Like I say, you should be watching this before it comes out, so I'll leave the pre-order link in the description box. It was really good. And then, because I have my Kindle in my hand, I started my next book as well. So I literally only read the first chapter of it, but I'm like, ooh, I might read some more of that before bed. So just made myself a cup of tea, little bedtime cup of tea. That's what I was fancying after my bath time prosecco. You know, everything has a time and a place. And I will probably maybe read another chapter of that book and then switch on to audiobook with my bedtime headphones, as recommended by CL Taylor. She has her headband headphones. And they're very good, but I can't work out how to turn them off. That's the only thing. So I'm like, eventually they're just going to die on me. So maybe I just need to kind of charge them before I use them. I don't know. But anyway, yeah. Gonna say goodnight here, and I will see you tomorrow for the last day of the Bout of Books Readathon. It's okay, because there's more readathons coming up. Last night I did read the first chapter of The Switch, and I did listen to another hour of audiobook, so I've probably only got 2 hours of audiobook left, hour and a half in terms of the speed I listened to it on. But I put it on sleep timer, and yeah, so I'm just gonna edit today's video. I need some more coffee. And then it's snowy and cold outside, so snuggle down with a book. Probably gonna have a pajama day. And yeah, I'll catch up with you with what I'm reading. But somebody else is gonna read The Switch with me as well, so I've just messaged them to see where they are, and then we'll see how we go from there. Should be good. So since it is such a cold and snowy day, it's definitely time to unbox my Enchanted Fandom blanket. I'm very excited to see what this is like. I've been waiting to unbox this one. Perfect for a cold day like today. So you can see it's got the like fleecy lining, and then we're ready for the big reveal. Ooh. So we got all the characters on here. We've got Jack Skellington and Captain Marvel and somebody else. And then down here we've got Harry Potter, and then Wizard, Alice in Wonderland, and Belle reading her book. So I'm going to get cozy under here and read my book and drink my coffee for the next Reading in Place reading sprint. At the very last reading sprint of this bout of books. It's crazy, it's gone so quickly. I am a little wrapped up, it's quite chilly here. I have read 77% of the Switch so far. So for this last reading sprint, I'm going to switch over to audio to see if I can get a little bit more audio done, because I am planning on going back to the Switch in the bath again after dinner, since the bath was successful in helping me finish my book last night. I'm thinking it'll help me finish it tonight. And also, it's been so cold here today, I'm like, I just want to get in the bath to warm up. But I got some chili on the stove for dinner, so once this reading sprint's over, we shall have dinner, and then I'll go back to the Switch. If I do finish this audiobook during the reading sprint, which I don't think I will, I think I've got more time left, but then the last few chapters are very, very short chapters, and I feel like we are almost up to date in terms of chronology in Jessica Simpson's life. Then I will pick up a new audiobook, I guess. But got my headphones on, got my blanket, got my game. I'm good for a reading sprint in my non-existent watch. But yeah, I'll update you. I am really enjoying the Switch so far, but then I'm like, oh, how was the Flatshare her debut, and this is like her second novel? Like, oh, it's so good. I've read some really good books this week, which you'll see in my wrap up. So I'm going to finish off my Kindle book in the bath, just like I did yesterday. So I have 20% left of that, and I just checked, and I've got about 55 minutes left of my audiobook. So I'll probably concentrate on finishing the Kindle book, and then I can do some audiobook before bed. I'm ready to go to bed just now. Yeah, I will probably finish off my audiobook whilst updating my sort of wrap up books read TBR from the week over on my blog, which is always linked below, and then start putting this together. This is Sunday, put this together tomorrow, ready for you to be seeing. Hopefully you're watching this on Tuesday. Yeah, I've got bubbles in my bath today. I don't tend to have bubbles, but I have that bubble bar in a gift set from Christmas. I do basically just stock up on Lush Christmas bath bombs, bubble bars, products. I stock up on all their Christmas stuff at Christmas and the day after Christmas, aka Boxing Day, 50% off, buy one get one free sale, whatever they're doing. And then live off those throughout the year, but being at home a little bit more, I don't think they're going to last as long as they normally do, so I might end up with some other products. But it's okay, I have other products that are in their like main line that I like, but I do tend to just stock up on their Christmas products. Like, I always ask for Golden Wonders for Christmas, and then buy several of them on Boxing Day as well. So yeah, we're using one for my Christmas candy box, and that's what last night's bath bomb was as well, the luxury Christmas pudge. You'll have seen, yeah, you've seen a Golden Wonder, a luxury Christmas pudge, and then a candy cane bubble bar this week. And then behind me here, I have Snow Fairy. It's just what we do. So it is 11:38 just now. I just got out of the bath. I finished my book at 11:20. And I did end up finishing my audiobook before starting the end of my Kindle book. so I am all done. I will be back with my wrap up and my pages read, etc. in a moment. Right now, you're getting this below because I'm going to write my review of that book before I don't. You know how it is when you leave it and leave it. So I want to write it now. I've got a cup of tea. Last readathon cup of tea. Cheers, see you in a minute. So in the end, I ended up reading 8 things in total, 7 novels and 1 novella, and it was an even split of 4 audiobooks and 4 ebooks. So no physical books, but if you watched my April TBR, which I will have linked for you, then you'll have seen that there weren't a lot of physical books on my April TBR anyway. So the first one I finished was Meet Me at Pebble Beach Part 2 In Too Deep by Bella Osborne. I already have a review for this one on my blog, so it will be linked below. And this one was obviously on ebook and is a novella. It's part 2 in the series and it's 90 pages long. Then the next one I finished was In 5 Years by Rebecca Searle, and this one was on audiobook, which you'll have seen in the vlog, and this one was 272 pages, and both of those I basically read in one sitting. Then our Paige Toon book that we had for the month, I do have a review of this one on my channel, so I will have left it linked up, but I'll leave it linked below as well in case you haven't watched that already. This one is The One We Fell in Love With, which I listened to on audiobook, and I listened to this with my friend Hayley, and so this was our Paige Toon book for the week, and I did listen to this. I started it a bit later than Hayley but finished it before her because I did listen to it basically in like 2 chunks, but that's just because I love this book so much. I love Paige Toon, but go away and watch my standalone review and you'll see exactly why. It's also linked if you're looking for my Bout of Books wrap up blog post. It's linked in there as well, so you can always go to that page. Then the next ebook I read was The Secret Seaside Escape by Heidi Swain. This is one of my 16th of April releases, just like Meet Me at Pebble Beach Part 2. This one comes out on the 16th of April in ebook, but I believe the paperback comes out a little bit later. I think that's the way around that they've done it. They pushed the release date for this one up, so in my TBR it was still, when I filmed my TBR, it was still being released on the 30th of April, but it's now 16th of April, so I will leave a pre-order link for this one in the description box because we all need a bit of a seaside escape right now, that's for sure. Then another audiobook that I listened to, which I have here on my iPad. Let me get that. Oh. Okay, I'll insert a picture of it because the picture's being really weird. Will you zoom in? No, it's like zooming into one corner, very odd. I will insert a picture of my next audiobook, which was Undercover Bromance by Lyssa K. Adams. And I think you'll have seen me talk about this one in the vlog a little bit. It's one of these where everybody loves it and everybody's so hyped up about it, and I enjoy it. It's fine, and there are certain things that I really like about it, but there are other things that I'm just not so liking about it. I can't think of the word right now. And yeah, it's kind of only on my TBR because it came from the library and it's already returned to the library and I needed to finish reading it. So I listened to it all in one evening. So if you're looking for a quick read with some decent sex scenes and a fun book club, then yeah, this is good. But if you're looking for like, you want the ultimate romance read, this is not the one. This is not the one. Then the next ebook read, you'll have seen me finish this one on Saturday. I read Rules for Being a Girl by Candace, Bushnell and Katie Cotugno. This is another of my 16th of April releases, so I will leave the pre-order link in the description for this one. This one is young adult and is a total of 304 pages. Sorry, the Undercover Bromance was 320 pages and The Secret Seaside Escape was 400 pages. Forgot that I was giving you my page count halfway through there. Ridiculous. But I really enjoyed this one. I thought this one was excellent. It made me cross in points and it made me sad in points, but overall it was just, the whole package of the read was really, really good. Then my audiobook that I listened to basically throughout the entire week, because it's a non-fiction, so I could dip in and out of it whilst I was listening to fiction audiobooks and reading fiction ebooks, was Open Book by Jessica Simpson, which a lot of people had recommended for me. They said that for some of them it was a bit too heavy on the religion, but I just liked hearing things in her own words and hearing about her struggles and her ambitions, and the fact that, you know, she just wants to be like happy and have some success in life and have a family, and I really enjoyed that. It was nice having her kind of keeping me company all week. So we're looking for like a low-key celeb memoir, with definitely, there was mention of religion in there, but yeah, low-key wise, I think it was really good, and that one comes out at 416 pages. And then my final read of the week, which as you'll have seen, I finished at 20 past 11. Got a tickle, it's very dry here. On Sunday night, so just in time for the end of the readathon, and that was The Switch by Beth O'Leary, which is the follow-up novel to The Flat Share by Beth O'Leary, which was like a sweeping success story of last year, and this one was just as good. I won't say it was better, I won't say The Flat Share was better, I think they were both excellent. I have a standalone review of The Flat Share, so I will leave that linked up above as well. The pre-order link for this one will be in my description box. It comes out in the UK on the 16th of April, and I believe it comes out in the US on the 18th of August. Obviously, we know at the minute that dates can change and roundabout, but as I posted my review on my blog, which I will also leave in the description box, it was coming out on the 18th of August. But I believe you'll probably be able to get it on audiobook before then, because generally the audiobook comes out at the same time in both countries. I have found to be the case anyway. If you find different, then that's all right. So yeah, so it was a really fun week. As you'll have seen, I didn't participate in all the Reading in Place read-alongs. The evening ones were at 7, which is generally when we're kind of either serving up or sitting down to dinner, and so I only really participated in those on Saturday and Sunday because I was around at that point. The early morning ones I participated in all but one when I didn't remember to wake up, and then the 2 o'clock ones generally were a nice kind of anchoring point of the day. Generally we finished eating lunch then, so again Saturday, Sunday were a bit of an exception, didn't manage to do them at the weekend, but I compensated, so I generally managed to do 2 out of the 3 every day. And it, like I say, it was a nice anchoring point because they were hit like 9, 2 and 7 for me. Their times were in Eastern time, so they were 11, 4 and 9 for them, but having the 9 o'clock one I thought was good. It was like, I'm gonna read for half an hour while I have my first cup of coffee. It was nice. You know, I'm a big fan of breakfast reading, and that tends to be what gets me through these week-long readathons, is switching up and doing an hour's reading over breakfast. So I was happy that that was in place. So my total page count for the week was, as I say, 7 novels, 1 novella, total page count of 2,618 pages, which is kind of normal for me when it comes to a weekly readathon. I would normally be doing more audiobook listening in the car and whilst waiting for things and before I go and watch a film at the cinema. So that was kind of missing in my week, the not being in the car thing. I would normally, you know, do at least a couple of hours in the car every day generally, but then it was replaced by being able to read more ebooks, and you know that that's generally my smallest category when it comes to my wrap-ups in terms of readathons or monthly wrap-ups. So thank you so much for watching. I will be back with some more exciting videos very soon. I'm about to film a book haul for you. I've got more readathon news. I've got a couple of tags coming up. And to be honest, some of the books I read this week were so great, I would really like to film some standalone reviews for those. So let me know in the comments if you're interested in hearing standalone reviews for any of the books that I have mentioned in this wrap up or mentioned during the readathon vlog. Yeah, make sure you are subscribed so that my next video lands in your subscription feed. As I say, I will be back with some more exciting content for you very, very soon. So I will see you then. Bye.